This is going to be a short video to help us think about controlled variables in an experiment. So we're going to use corrosion prevention in air as an example. An iron nail certainly rusts in the presence of air and water. And this is a quick time-lapse video to illustrate that and remind us of it. So knowing that both air and water are involved can give us a place to start. Air itself, we can look up online or use our previous memory of science. It contains a number of gases, but it's going to be difficult in the secondary school laboratory to separate out those gases. But we also know that it contains water. So the more humid air is, the more water it contains. So we know that the air contains water and it also contains different gases. The water is going to be easier for us to deal with. So let's start with that. Knowing that both air and water are involved gives us three environments we should prepare. The first environment is going to mimic the real situation with both air and water present. The next two are going to be just each individually. So test tube B will be just water only, test tube C will be air only. Now, how can we make such things? Well, test tube A is the easy one. It just has some water in it and the air freely mixes. We still cap it just to give a closed environment. The second one, we use boiled and distilled water to make sure it's clean and pure. And then we put a layer of oil on top to keep the air from mixing in. In the third one, we don't use any water, but there's water vapor still in the air. So we need to remove that water vapor. And we can do that by using an anhydrous chemical, which will take the water vapor out of the air. You just have to use enough of it to make sure that we've got all the water vapor out of the air. Make it as dry as possible. So the results then, the nail rests in test tube A. That's very important for us to do because it shows us that we didn't accidentally take a nail that's been treated so that it won't actually rust. That would kind of ruin our test tube B and C results. So the test tube B and C, they both show that the nail won't rust. So the nail doesn't rust by pure water alone, and it doesn't rust by dry air alone either. So our conclusion is that you need both. So if we're trying to prevent corrosion, what we have to do is limit the contact with between the iron and either the air or the water or both.